So I have my screen shared with you right now, so you should be seeing it. We are going to go ahead and get started. So I just want to say that the amount of participants that we have here tonight is probably quadruple the times that I expected in the absolute best way possible. So it brings me so much joy to just have this platform to be able to share my passion, to help you guys. Even if you walk away with one piece of information tonight, that's my goal. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. It means so much to me. All right, let's get started. So, there are probably many of you out there, or some of you who know people who struggle with ongoing aches, brain fog. Maybe you're just not feeling yourself, haven't felt yourself in a while. So, today I'm going to give you a little bit of guidance on how to tune into your body, help you understand a clear message your body is sending to you. These symptoms that you might be feeling are not just passive annoyances. It's not just something that you can say, like, whatever, it's a part of my life, I'm going to get over it. It's your body's way of saying, hey, something's up, we need to fix it. So, we're going to learn how to listen. We're going to learn how to take action because your body is speaking up for a reason. So, what studies have revealed is the main cause of all of this trouble is inflammation. So, that's mostly what we're going to be talking about tonight. The good news is that we're not helpless in this fight. We're going to discuss triggers of inflammation, how we can protect ourselves, and helpful tools on how to fight it. So, just a little bit of a background before we jump into it. Um, Here at Harboring Better Nutrition, this is the partnership that we took on. This is kind of what you can see. We don't just talk about foods and diets. We've partnered with Healthy Steps so that we can help our clients have a simple habit-based approach with their goals. So we believe something as important as nutrition should not be complicated, which is why we focus on this approach. We look at nutrition, but we also look at your sleep. We look at your exercise. We look at your lifestyle. What are you doing on your daily routines? But we know that helping you become the best and healthiest version of yourself isn't just about what you're eating every day and that you're, making sure you're going to the gym every couple of times a week. We have to focus on how are you managing your stress? How's your mindset? Do you have a support system at home? These things really come into play, especially when we talk about inflammation. So, what is inflammation? In simple terms, it is your body's response to an injury or an infection. So, inflammation isn't just your body's way of here's a reaction. It's very complex response of different triggers. And the important thing is knowing how these triggers work is the key to staying healthy long term. So, many diseases, especially chronic diseases that you see on the screen, reflect a lot of underlying inflammatory processes. So, just a few: obesity, heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, metabolic syndrome, atherosclerosis, certain types of cancers. And while ongoing research continues exploring these massive, big topics, it is clear that there's a connection between dietary factors and inflammation in your body. So, dietary factors, let's talk about our ultra processed foods that are basically everywhere now. It's really hard to get away from them. These dietary factors involve consuming excess calories from these ultra processed foods. So these are the foods that are high in saturated fats, trans fats, sugars. This term is used to describe industrial formulation. So typically, give or take, things that are made with 5 or more ingredients. These foods are manufactured to be cheap, convenient, and have a long shelf life. That's it. So they are often, ready to eat. You just have to microwave it. They have a lot of processed foods contain a lot of extracted substances. So what I mean by that is fats, starches, and sugars that are added into these foods to keep that lifelong storage. Hydrogenated fats as well. Also, additives like artificial colors, flavors, stabilizations. So it's also important to note about these ultra processed foods is that they are cooked in a lot of oils that are like the main reason of inflammation in your body. So keep in mind sunflower, safflower, soy, and corn oils, you definitely want to try to stay away from. Some examples. So, what is classified as an ultra processed food? So, processed meats such as deli meat, pepperoni, sausage, hot dogs, to name a few. Also, like packaged foods like cereals, chips, microwavable meals, cakes, desserts, on and on and on. Keep in mind that the food industry is a business. So their goal is to produce a lot at a very low cost. A lot of these industries are not taking into consideration how this is affecting our bodies. So that is our job. We need to focus on deciding what goes into our bodies because they're not going to decide for us. Additionally, so on top of the ultra processed foods, we have to also look at highly refined carbohydrates. So these are also found in foods. They initiate inflammation, especially in your gut. So gut health is something that I'm also very, very passionate about. That could be like a whole nother nutrition talk. A variety of factors can and will affect your gut health. So some examples: excessive alcohol consumption, smoking, lack of sleep is a big one, overtraining, ongoing stress that isn't being managed by healthy coping strategies. So, for example, you could be eating super healthy, right? But you're not taking care of your stress or you're not sleeping enough. Chances are your gut health is going to be really affected by this. Um, when it comes, this is something that I learned a while ago that really helped me kind of like stay in check with what I'm putting into my body. So when it comes to gut health, when it comes to bacteria in your gut, every time you eat, you are feeding somebody. So you're either feeding the good gut bacteria or you are starving the good bacteria and you're feeding the bad bacteria. So that's something that's kind of good to keep in mind. Next, we're going to define the two types of inflammation that affects your body. So we have acute inflammation, which isn't always so bad. It's just short term and it aids in healing. And then we have chronic inflammation. So this is what persists over time. And this is what's going to be harmful. This is what's going to lead to possibly chronic disease. So how do you know if you're dealing with chronic inflammation? Well, there's a few key factors and symptoms to look out for. So think widespread body pain. You have achiness in multiple joints, you have swelling, you might have heat and muscle feeling sore to the touch. Some other indicators that are important and should not go unnoticed are trouble sleeping, digestive issues, depression, anxiety, even brain fog. Brain fog is really important. Definitely want to talk about that next. There are a lot of signs to look for when it comes to brain fog. A lot of times it's hard for people to explain like what brain fog is. A lot of people have it and just don't really know like how to explain it. So this could be trouble sleeping, unable to fall asleep due to, restlessness, your mind keeps wandering. Maybe you're waking up at night a lot, having trouble going back to sleep. Headaches, constant aches, frequently occurring headaches, fatigue, low energy. Maybe you feel like you need an energy drink, coffee throughout the day, naps, you're hitting an afternoon slump, irritability, mood swings, losing your temper with your family, your friends, becoming easily saddened, memory loss, unable to recall words that should be easily accessible in your vocabulary, or even forgetting things that maybe, happened last week. Trouble concentrating, especially on mundane tasks that typically only take you 10 to 15 minutes, but they seem to be taking you much longer because you can't seem to focus. And low motivation, not wanting to get out of bed, go to the gym, make food, things like that. So, the good news in all of this is that many of these conditions stem from a lifestyle habit. So, the good news is that we have the power to change these. So, by making simple adjustments to your life, you can start working on, maybe enhancing, maybe getting away from this brain fog just by doing some of the adjustments in your life. So, some of these might be adopting a well-balanced, rich diet, which we're going to be talking about next, reducing screen time, managing your stress effectively, prioritizing sleep is a big, big one, tracking your exercise, your intensity level, and the duration. Maybe you're working out too hard, maybe not enough. So those are some specifics. Let's tackle the biggest one, which would be nutrition. So here are a lot of different foods. Feel free to write them down if you want. I'll go through some of the reasons why these help fight inflammation. There isn't a single food that fights inflammation, which is good news because this will help in building an overall whole foods diet. So you have many options to choose from. So starting with your fish, you want to do fatty fish, salmon, herring, mackerel, sardines, tuna. Nuts and seeds are packed with omega-3 fatty acids. Those are known for their anti-inflammatory effects. You have your antioxidants, specifically vitamin C. Vitamin C is super helpful. They're found in many fruits, many vegetables, especially kiwis, oranges. Probiotics and prebiotics help keep your gut bacteria balanced. So consider adding yogurt, maybe cottage cheese, and prebiotics will help um, keep the balance in your gut bacteria good, which are bananas and asparagus. Let's not forget about the power of nature therapy. So, what I mean by that is daily walks that include sun exposure with UV rays. So, this is a great impact on your immune system. Adding vitamin D will boost that. And not exposing yourself to sunlight has a lot of risks, actually. A lot of risk of musculoskeletal system disorders, autoimmune diseases, all of that stemming from inflammation. So direct sunlight can really help this. Our muscle cells, this is a really cool fact. Our muscle cells have a vitamin D receptor and they actually relax in the presence of sun. So we are creating a heart protecting benefit. So we're fighting heart disease, atherosclerosis, which is the hardening of your arteries. So just that alone can help you fight some chronic diseases. Second is our sleep deprivation. Sleep deprivation increases pro-inflammation signaling, which as well as decreasing your immune system function. So less sleep means your immune system isn't working as hard. So think about it as like your body essentially goes into like an energy saving mode when you're sleeping, and this allows your immune system to kind of like return to its balance. So when you're not getting enough sleep, your immune system is going to be really affected. Sleep deprivation also, this is an interesting fact, excuse me, is associated with insulin resistance. So diabetes, vascular disease can all be triggered by this inflammation. So this is why it's so important. Maintaining consistent 7 to 8 hours per night can be super beneficial in reducing unwanted inflammation. Next. Okay, so now that we've kind of uncovered some facts, some truth about inflammation, let's talk about some core principles that you can adopt into your lifestyle today. So first, let's focus on whole foods first. We should start choosing whole food options, less processed foods that are packed with, sodium, fats, maybe sugars. A simple way to start this is by reshaping your plate using the plate method. Also, shopping, a pro tip, shopping the perimeter of the grocery aisle can really help you look for those whole food options. Number two, focus on a balance of macronutrients. So when we talk about balance, we mean, does every meal and snack you consume throughout your day contain a good carb, a protein, and fat? So by pairing meals and snacks with all three of these, they're going to help you stay fuller longer. And number three, limit the amount of processed carbs and sugars. This is the big one. And listen to this fact, you guys. The AHA recommends no more than 6 teaspoons for women and 9 teaspoons for men a day. The average person consumes over 150 pounds of sugar per year. That's 46 teaspoons per day. Yikes. Um, that's not surprising though, because sugar is super addicting and it probably feels it's hidden basically throughout every product of food that you can find in the grocery store. So it's really easy to think you're not eating sugar, but really it's like in the ingredients list somewhere. So some facts. So here are some supplements that can help with inflammation. While taking the whole food first approach would be considered the best option, sometimes it's necessary to add in some additional help. Like I really don't care for fish. My husband doesn't care for fish, so we don't typically have it in our house, but it's super good for you with inflammation. So supplements such as omega-3 fatty acids are really helpful that you can take in a pill form. They help reduce inflammation by actually increasing the blood flow in your body. So that's why it helps. So I feel like I tried to pack in as much as I possibly could because I want to be respectful of your time. But as we come to an end, let's keep in mind that even the smallest adjustments in your daily routine can really make a big difference in reducing inflammation, even just boosting your overall health. Today, I'm going to challenge you to take one small step towards becoming a healthier version of yourself, whether it's opting for, a food that you just learned about fighting inflammation, whether it's finding a better way to handle stress, whether you're going to ensure that you're going to get a good night's sleep. Staying physically active is a good choice too. Even making just one of these choices will help contribute to your well-being. Remember, this is for the long haul, so keep it simple. Take one day at a time, one goal at a time, one step at a time. So my email is up here if anyone would like to reach out. This concludes our first nutrition talk at Harboring Better Nutrition. I'm going to do one of these the first Tuesday of each month. I'm going to focus on a different topic. So the May one is actually coming up pretty soon. I already see myself kind of talking about how to read maybe nutrition labels, going further into the gut health. I have lots of good ideas, but I really want to hear your ideas too. So if there's anything specific that you maybe want to hear, either shoot me an email or you can in this chat now. Coach Louie is actually reading the chat. So if anyone has any type of comments, if you have questions or feedback, please either email or Zoom. Thank you guys all so much for being a part of this. Taking your time out of the day. I appreciate it so much. I hope that you found this information useful. If you're looking to make some type of change, if you want an accountability partner, this is what I do now. This is my passion. It grew tremendously when I got pregnant with my daughter. I've really realized during that pregnancy, I am in control of my body and I am now feeding myself as well as another human. And then when I felt so good about that, then I had to go back to work after 6 weeks. I was grinding all day. I was getting home tired. I had a million things to do. I wanted to spend time with her. And then I didn't even think about dinner. So I understand coming from that overwhelming point of view. And now I'm so grateful that I have this opportunity to kind of take a step back and to help others who, might be feeling overwhelmed, might be wanting to make a change, but they just don't know where to begin. So I want to be a person for, whoever needs it. So shoot me an email if you would like to. I'm going to stop sharing now. And thank you guys again so much. And I will hopefully see you the first Tuesday of May for our next nutrition talk. That video on that topic is going to be coming out the end of the week. So thank you very much, you guys. I'll see you soon.
Great job, Rachel.
Thank you.